Well, a very good afternoon to you and welcome if you just joined us. Well, Bafana coach Stuart Baxter has announced his final 23-man squad for this year's edition of the Africa Cup of Nations. eNCA Sport Reporter Tshepo Thobane, well, he was at the announcement at the Monte Casino. He joins us live in studio now to take a closer look at the players who got the nod. Tshepo, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. Enough fun and games from the Monte Casino now. Let's get down to the business. 23-man final squad, what do you make of it?
First of all, let's start with the players that did not make the final 23. That is Kemit Erasmus of Cape Town City, Fortune Makaringe of Maritzburg United, and Ben Motswari of Orlando Pirates. When it comes to Motswari, I'm a bit surprised because I think he played very well last season. I think he deserves to go to the Afcon, but unfortunately those are the players that are not going. But the players that are going, the interesting players, especially from the midfield to the strikers, I think we are very solid there. I
see a mixture of locally based and internationally based players. Funny you mention that now with the midfielders and the strikers, as compared to as we see on screen now, well, as we saw on screen, defenders and the goalkeeper department reliant mainly, Coach Baxter relying mainly on locally based players there.
Yes, Mike. I mean, let's talk about the midfield. I mean, there's Bongani Zungu there, Kamohelo Mukocho, there's Lompoke Kanat, Sugar Mabunda. Those are strong players. They've been playing very well this past season, and it's no surprise that they're going. Also, Themba Zwane, who I think was unbelievable, alongside Thembinkosi Silocho of Orlando Pirates. Those are the players that really shone this past season. So we expect a lot from them. Those are the players that should carry us through at Afcon.
We're looking at the goalkeepers now. Itumeleng Kune's absence will be felt?
Definitely. Itumeleng Kune has been the #1 goalkeeper for Bafana for a long time. And I don't know, he seems to have bad luck when it comes to Afcon. I mean, in fact, as in his career so far, he has only played one Afcon. That was in 2013. Remember that when we missed out in 2012, where the players were dancing, thinking that they were qualified. They did not qualify. It's unfortunate. Injuries came into the fore for him, but we have able replacement, especially if you look at your Ronwen Williams, who's the current Absa Premiership goalkeeper of the season for last season. And there's also a lot of players. Darren Kidd who played very well. About the defenders, I mean, we asked the coach earlier at the press conference of what does he think about the defenders, and he said those defenders are the best in the country. In fact, let's take a listen to what he said.
Okay.
For me, we've got the 3 best goalkeepers in the country. That's it. That's Ronwen Williams has got goalkeeper of the year. Darren Keat played the last couple of games. Actually, he missed about 5 or 6, but he actually played the last couple. So I'm not worried in the slightest about the goalkeepers. In terms of the defenders, if you can find better defenders than the ones that we've got, then give me a shout. I think we've got the best defenders that are available. We can't take another 5 or 6 defenders just on the off chance that one has a bad day. I think Tyson is a captain and he's a leader, and I think he's the best individual defender in the country. So Rama hasn't played, and Rama has not been convincing. He's not been Rama for a while, but he has potentially more experience and he has potentially a bigger game in him than, let's say, a less experienced fullback, a less well-educated fullback that's played every game for his club. So I'm hoping that Rama, and he's been showing signs of it, will start to come to life with the national team.
So Coach Baxter confident about his selection there, the 23-man squad. We've looked at the goalkeeping department. We're plugging the holes in. Let's see if we can score the goals now. The goal scoring prowess of the team always been questioned in the past. Do you think we can really do it this time?
You look at the strikers that we have. There's Lebo Mutiba, who plays for Strasbourg in France. He's scoring goals. Last season, in fact, at his club, he scored 10 goals. Helped his side to a domestic cup title. So he's a player that is currently on form, scoring goals, and also don't forget there's Pesitao also. In the striking department, I think that's our best department, especially now, especially from the qualifiers. Pesitao and Lebo Mutiba, they've played in very well together. They're starting to understand each other very well.
From what I'm gathering from you, I guess they're the best, strikers that we have in terms of the starting lineup.
Yes, and there's also Lars Veldwijk, let's not forget about him. And Sbuso Vilagazi, who every now and then he's a versatile player. He can play as a midfielder, attacking midfielder, or a striker. So I think that's the department that I will give 100%.
Just very, very quickly, so Bafana now moves on to go train, to set up a training camp in the United Arab Emirates. They're playing Ghana in a friendly. I think it's in a week's time. Then the tournament kicks off, I think it's tomorrow week. I take it it's to acclimatise, because this time of the year, just looking at the weather stats in Egypt, the hottest months are experienced at this time of the year. So acclimatization, they really got that element to contend with too. And the fact that we are aiming for another Afcon title.
Yes, Mike. I mean, I'm disappointed that the team is leaving tomorrow without having played a friendly before they left. I mean, it would have been nice for South Africans here at home to see the team just before they leave. I mean, playing a friendly. But unfortunately, that did not happen. Yes, they are playing against Ghana on Friday, the 15th, and also they are playing Angola when they get to Egypt. So those are the two friendlies that they will get to play before the tournament. So I do not know that it's enough preparation in terms of match minutes, but this is football. You'll never know.
Well, I guess the guys have got to adapt. We just hope for the best for them and wish them all the best. Tshepo, thank you for joining us in studio this afternoon. Appreciate your insight. That's your sport for now. Let's now check in with the weather.